Hey everybody, and welcome back to another lecture with Coding with Roby. In this lecture, we're going to go over Postman. I'm just going to show you a high-level overview of how to work with the Postman software. So when you open up Postman for the first time, you're going to get a screen like this, where Open Scratchpad Overview. If you click this Scratchpad Overview, it's going to tell you the Scratchpad is for all your scrappy, exploratory work on Postman. All the data is saved locally on your machine, so you only have access to it. To collaborate in real time and sync your work, switch to a workspace. And to get started, so if you want to create a request right off the start, you can click Create Request. Here, this is where you need to type in the URL or URI of an API. Over here where it says Get, that is your request methods. If you open that up, you can see that we get Get, Post, Put, Patch, Delete, Copy, Head, Options, Link, Unlink, Purge, and Lock. And we can scroll down and get a few more of Unlock, Prop, Find, and View. Now you also get parameters. So parameters are things that you can add within the API request itself, as like an ID at the end of the URI. We have authorization, where in the authorization tab, you can select the type from inherit to no authorization, API key, bearer token, basic authentication, digest authentication, OAuth 1, OAuth 2, and a few others. Headers is how you import headers into a API request. And then we have our body, and then we have some testing, pre-request scripts, and settings. For example, I'm going to start by typing in www.ericjroby.com. And then I'm going to click Send. And now I just sent a request over HTTP. I used the GetRequest method to go to ericjroby.com. Inside here, we can see that we got a status 200, which means the completion and the handshake was successful between the client and the server. We got it within 1 and 135 milliseconds. And if we open that up, we can see that socket initialization, DNS lookup, TCP handshake, SSL handshake, transfer start, and download all happened. And we can see the size of the response. And here's a fun look that we're looking at it as HTML because the request sent, hey, I want to go to www.ericjroby.com, and the response was an HTML page where we can actually see the entire website of ericjroby.com with all of the scripts, CSS, and code, and JavaScript at the bottom. You can click raw to see it in raw. Pretty means it's going to be a little bit more colorful. Preview is just going to be a zoomed in version of it previewed, and then visualize. And you can close the API request by clicking the X button at the top. This wraps up this lecture on how to work with Postman, and I'll see you in the next video.